Hello and welcome to the Sacrilege how-to for Lady Deathwhisper in Icecrown Citadel 10 Normal. I'm Arkham, the leader of Sacrilege, and I'll be describing the high points of the fight with Lady Deathwhisper. When this video was shot, the bonus was not yet in yet. The buff that Blizzard gave us to make things easier for everyone to get an opportunity to see content. So at this point, the fight is dramatically easier because as I'm making this video, we're sitting currently at 10% on that buff. At this point, no one should really be having any problems, and frankly, the purpose for this video is for people who are just getting the opportunity to get into Icecrown really for the first time. As far as the high points of this go, Lady Deathwhisper is going to surround herself with a mana shield, and you're going to have to work on burning that shield down. As she's shielded, she's going to summon some adds. They're going to come out from alternate sides of the room. One side, as you're facing Lady Deathwhisper, the left-hand side, the first side she'll summon from, will have 2 warrior spec NPCs and 1 caster spec. The right side, as you face Lady Deathwhisper, will have 2 caster spec and 1 warrior spec. As far as Lady Deathwhisper's other abilities go, she will throw down a Death and Decay. Just get out of it. She will launch some frost bolts around. Deal with it, heal through them. Not really a big issue. The adds themselves, the casters, will put a curse on someone, Curse of Torpor. When you use an ability and that curse is on you, it extends your cooldown to 15 seconds, so it's really important, especially in the case of healers, that gets dispelled by someone quickly. They can also shield themselves, and I try to put some sort of a stun on them. You know, I typically bash them, being a bear, even though it has a long cooldown for me. That way they haven't had an opportunity to shield yet, and hopefully I can buy some time where they're not going to get that opportunity. Warrior abilities are really nothing particularly fancy to worry about. Couple of things that can happen with the adds, though. They can essentially kill themselves by exploding, Dark Martyrdom. They'll be raised as a skeleton. The warriors, the fanatics, they're 99% immune to physical damage, so you need to make sure that if one of them commits Dark Martyrdom, that you have your casters on that mob taking out while your physical damage is on Lady Deathwhisper. If it's an adherent, the caster NPC then reverse that and put your physical damage on them, and the same is true of the shield. Put your physical damage on the shield. And have your casters work on Lady Deathwhisper. The other thing that they can do is they can turn into this giant, ugly, nasty beast, and usually I just taunt it, kite it, run away. Everybody burns it down. We prioritize that. Take out any living NPCs after that, and then go for the skeletons last. At this point in the game, it shouldn't take you very long to get through the mana shield. I think that right now, my group doing this on non-heroic mode, I think we can get the shield down in 2 to 3 ad waves, depending on how much we're pushing. The shorter that you make this phase, the more time that you have to work on the real heart of the fight, which is taking on Lady Deathwhisper herself. For that portion of the fight, what you're going to be facing is a tank swap that's required, because she's going to put Touch of Insignificance on your tanks when you get a stack as many as 5. It's a 20% reduction in your ability to generate threat. So typically when you get to 3-4 stacks, you're going to want to switch. Let your stacks fall off, taunt back, and just keep rotating that way. She's going to have a more focused bolt for her attacks now, instead of just the volley that she does primarily throughout the initial phase. You can interrupt that, but it's not really a killer. It's mostly ignorable. She's still gonna cast the Death and Decay, get out of it, same as before. Main thing that's really different and detrimental to your raid at this point is she's going to summon some ghosts, and when a ghost flies towards someone, they just need to run away from it. Just get away. You can't really kill it, you can't really do anything with it, you just have to kite it until it explodes by itself. If it reaches you, it explodes, and it does significant damage. It's not really something you want to trifle with, especially if you're a healer, and a clothy healer. It's not a particularly difficult encounter. Even on heroic mode, outside of the fact that they hit harder and everything has more health, it's a fairly straightforward ordeal. Your main thing is just killing the ads as fast as you can, and working the shield down quickly so that you can get into the major phase that you need to deal with, which is actually killing Lady Deathwhisper herself. I hope that this information helps anyone who is making their first foray into Icecrown Citadel and will be approaching Lady Deathwhisper for the first time. Good luck, and happy raiding.